I'm Gary King. I'm an independent filmmaker out of New York, and you're watching Channel APA. I got into filmmaking about 7 years ago when I was in the corporate world, and I just wasn't happy with what I was actually doing, and I felt film was really my calling. So I started just making short films and practicing the craft and learning by making them. And I think the main thing is I grew up watching films my whole life, and I just loved them. I love the spectacle, I love the small dramas, I love the big films. And so it always inspired me, and it made me wonder how they did it behind the scenes. And so I just started looking into what directing was as a kid, and I found that people made these films that I loved and enjoyed. So I started getting into it that way, and when I started making them on my own, I just realized that was my calling, that was my passion. The thing is, when as a kid growing up again, my parents exposed me to millions of types of films, so I felt like my education was from them. I watched a lot of classic films, a lot of musicals, a lot of dramas, a lot of foreign films as well, and so it was just something that I didn't have a particular genre that I specifically liked, because I know a lot of people only like horror movies or they only like action films, but for me it's everything. Like a well-told story is a well-told story. You know, a good film is a good film regardless of what type it is. So for me, I enjoy pretty much everything. This year I have a film coming out called What's Up Lovely that I'm really excited about. It's about a girl who gets fired from a job and she wanders around the streets of New York City. And what was cool about it, it was very loosely scripted, and we made up a lot of it just on the fly, very improv based. And the way that it evolved from a treatment to the final product on screen is very exciting for me. That one is coming out in the summer. It's screening in May. I look right at the camera. One more time. It's coming out in May. It's doing a sneak preview in Los Angeles on May 14th. And then we're going to hit some film festivals across the country. And then at the same time, we're going to release it on DVD. So that's coming out, which I'm really excited about. And my first feature film was called New York Lately. And I moved out here 4 years ago. And that we shot about 2 years ago now. And it's just coming out on DVD. And that one is an ensemble drama that just follows the lives of different characters across the city. And it's compared to Love Actually meets Crash. You're following different characters, a little bit of romance, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of drama. And so that's something I'm really excited about as well. So those are the two films that I finished. And I'm excited to start a musical next called How Do You Write a Joe Sherman Song. So I'm busy, and I like it that way. I've been hired to do a few horror films, which I've been really excited about, because after doing my directing for a few years, someone actually liked my visual work, and they brought me on as a director for hire to do a swamp cannibal movie that they eat up college kids as they go on a science experiment, like a field trip. And so that was fun to do, and I was just hired to do a zombie comedy, a martial arts zombie comedy called Death of the Dead. And it's really cool to be recognized for my visual style and the way I like to shoot my films, because to be asked to do a horror movie, which is something that I really enjoy, I think it's something that I get to exercise. When I make my art house films, there's always a part of me that wants to have some fun, and the horror movie is a perfect way to do that. New York Lately was funded through the 401k plan, and so it was pretty tough on my wife. Thank goodness that she loves me, and she supported me 100% when I told her I wanted to make films. And so that was primarily done through the funding of my own, and with some friends and family who donated as well. And What's Up Lovely was shot on a shoestring budget. We barely used any money for it. It was just calling in a lot of favors from friends and actors and crew people who just really believed in the story. And so that is kind of exhausting itself because of the economy and how things are, that you just can't really keep funding on your own, or otherwise you're just going to go dry, unless you have another type of job or some income coming in. So with my new one, I'm using something called Kickstarter, which is crowdfunding, which is a new type of fundraising campaign where you can ask a bunch of people who are supporters, who've been your fans throughout your life, or they like your films, they like what you've done in the past, and they can pitch in money towards an ultimate goal. So you set a target, and they can donate as much as they want and pledge and get rewards as a thank you gift in return. And what happens is, if enough people pool their money together, you have the budget to make your film. So that's really exciting. Let's see, for the people out there who really want to get in a film, the only way you can do it is just go do it. Just give it a shot, learn from your mistakes, see what you can do well, see what things that you may need help on, and just practice the practice. Always practice, seek someone to help you out, like a mentor, or get yourself on other gigs, working on the film set. Just practice as much as you can, read about it, and learn from your mistakes. That's probably the most important thing. There's probably some geniuses out there that can make a perfect film the first time out, but I'm not one of them. I made a lot of mistakes, and you learn from them, and you improve. And I'm still learning. I'm still improving every project. There's always something to learn, but you know, it makes you who you are by making those mistakes, and you just learn from that, and you build on that.